I'm back. So I do have some. Hold on, give me 1 second. So I do have some people outside of my house doing construction work. So I'm gonna try to talk a little louder in this one. Um, so just jumping into the second half, I did the first half this morning. I was running my mouth, didn't recognize, didn't notice what time it was, and I had to leave real quick to make a run. But I'm back, and I'm gonna just jump right into it because I'm probably gonna try to post both of these today since I went live. Cause most of the time when I record my videos, it takes forever for me to post, so that's why I decided to go live. And again, to all of my day ones and for my new followers, I do want to say I appreciate every single last one of y'all from the bottom of my heart. I really do. And I just want to say I think I'm gonna start going live more often because I don't have enough room in my phone sometimes to keep my videos. So I just wanted to put that out there. But I'm gonna jump right into it where we left off at. So we left off on was we on Not the Legends by Juice WRLD. We already talked about the Legends. We talked about the Life is Beautiful. That song is by Lil Peep. And we talked about Graduation by Malone. And if you're just now jumping into the video, like I said, I will try to post both today. But anyway, so um, the last part I left off on, I was talking about jungle. And then I said how Spirit said the jungle, people that lived in the jungle, they were grounded people. And then fever, sick people. And that came from the verse in the song Graduation called I'm sorry, the song is called Graduation, and the verse that I wrote down was half of my classmates was making babies. I guess we had that jungle fever. And so after that, another thing I wrote down from the song Graduation is I was waiting for my graduation, growing impatient. I was waiting for my graduation, growing impatient. And what I took from that is that before I tell you, the Spirit wanted me to read the next one, what I didn't know was this growth in the other world was just going to blow in the other world. Again, I was waiting for my graduation, growing impatient. What I didn't know was that growth in the other world was just going to blow in the other world. So what I took from that, you guys, is again going back to the channel messages from the first two songs that I wrote down, and I will, like I said, post it all together because I had to do two parts, unfortunately. But anyway, that again co-signed with what I was saying earlier about y'all, need more light in here. Why is my light not working now? That's so funny. Because in my last video, it literally, I said somebody expired. Again, going back to what I was saying earlier, we all got an expiration date, and now my light ain't working again. So sometimes you just don't know when it's going to be the end, I guess Spirit is saying. So what I didn't know was the things grew in the other world was just going to blow in the other world. So again, what I was saying earlier, like, we have been here more than once. So what I feel like Spirit was trying to say again within that graduation song is everything that you learn from your past life, you're going to carry it on to the next life and the next life and the next life. And it's going to all carry on. But the only way that you can really carry that on is if you tap into that. Tap into the fingerprint. Tap into the essence of your soul. Not your flesh, but your soul. And after that, I wrote down in the song, and I want to encourage everyone to listen to the songs too that I'm telling y'all about, that I got these channel messages from. I will repeat them again at the end, but again, this song that I'm talking about right now that I got this channel message from is called Graduation. And after I wrote down what I didn't know was this glow in the other world was just going to glow in the other world. There's still drama. There's still gossip. There's still problems. There's a right and a wrong. So what I took from that is when I was listening to that, I was like, and again, I was so kind of taken away by it because I had been getting this like song for like literally over a week now, and I kept saying to myself like, I know it's something in this message, I know it's something in this message, but I couldn't figure out what it was. So when I finally like figured out what it was, and I seen that when it was like basically staying high, he said what I didn't know. So in the song, he talk about Post Malone is basically explaining like he's talking about his past, right? He's talking about I was trying to read a comment somebody left, but it went away too fast. But hopefully I'll be able to read it when I get off here. I'm not sure if I can or can't, but um oh yeah, so he was talking about like his past. He was talking about like when he was growing up, like people that he went to school with and stuff like that of that sort. And he was just basically like also I feel like saying fuck you to those who like talked about him and laughed at him and gossiped about him. And he was basically saying like, look at me now. And going back to what I was saying, like some of y'all, I just feel like we be so focused on what a bitch think, but in reality, it's so many people, successful people. Carly B, perfect example. Carly B, it's so many people who had something to say about this lady. Literally, like when she was on Love and Hip Hop, like no one ever thought that she would be who she is today. No one ever thought she would amount to it, especially the nigga who was dogging her on the show. Like, and I'm not trying to bring praise to Carly or nobody else because understand I don't do that on this channel. We don't praise nobody but ourselves. You are the star. You are the celebrity. You are. I praise you before I praise the damn celebrity because I need us to understand that we are in our own power. When you activate your power, you are a celebrity. God brought you here to be a legend. You are a legend. So anyway, like just using her as an example, like if she was worried about what people were saying about her and thinking about her back then on that show, she would have never made it to what she is now. She still continued to show up, be her authentic self. Rather, people, it's so many people who like her, it's so many people who don't like her. But guess what? She don't give a fuck. And guess what? She's still gonna be Carly. She's still gonna get her M's. You think a motherfucker get on the internet? I can get on the internet right now and make a post about her and say something bad. That's not going to affect what she got going on. What's destined for her is destined for her. The only thing that can stop Carly from being where she at right now is Carly. The only thing that can stop her is her. She would have got to that point where she's like, you know what? I'm going to just stay in the Bronx. I'm going to just stay a local stripper who don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to just be this person who everybody think is a hoe or whatever they may, a game banger. Motherfuckers get to a point where they realize that people gonna talk. Like the song said, there's still gonna be drama. There's still gonna be gossip. There's still gonna be problems. But the last thing but not least, there's still gonna be a right and a wrong. So as long as you're operating in your authentic power, you could never be wrong. You're gonna always be right. You're gonna always be right. The problem is sometimes when we trying to go right, we thinking left. Left is worrying about what they doing and what they thinking. Right is your motherfucking self. What you got going on, your gifts, your powers, what your ancestors saying to you, what you believe in, what your soul is calling you to. Because again, like I was saying earlier on this channel, like in the earlier message, like some of y'all, you doing things that not traditional. It's not the norm. But you was never meant to be a part of the traditional or the part of the norm. And we get so tied up into these titles, into these family members, and not knowing that, bitch, you had more than just that child, more than just that brother, more than just that sister, more than just that cousin, more than just that mother, just all that. With our past lives, it's not the same energies every time. And that's why, going back to what I was saying earlier, like we don't fight with flesh. We're fighting with energy, the spirit of these people. So, not necessarily the spirit of them people, the energies that those spirits is operating in. I hear spirits saying. So, so another more that I wrote down that I got channeled from this song was they're still gonna I'm sorry. Okay, there is still people I think won't love me until I'm gone. Again, there's still people I think won't love me until I'm gone. He said it in the song. And what I took from that is, baby, again, you wasn't made to be a people pleaser. You wasn't made for everyone to understand you or to like you or to support what you're doing. But you was made to do it. You was made to be annoying. You came back here for a reason, whether you remember it or not. I spoke earlier about how a lot of legends don't get notarized. I don't know where that came from. A lot of legends don't get they don't really get the attention or the not necessarily the attention. Yeah, Spirit saying the attention. Cause I feel like a lot of times when legends is working, they don't do it for the attention. So in the midst of them being great, most of the time people don't acknowledge the beauty that they gave to the world until they're gone. And when I seen that, and when I wrote that down from the song again, with Post Malone, there's still people I think won't love me until I'm gone. That's very true. Spending so much time trying to get people to see us the way that we see ourselves is such a waste of time. Because again, some people just won't get it until you're gone. And there's some that still won't get it. So again, like when you leave here, you don't want to look down. You don't want to review your life and be like, damn, I really didn't do this and I really didn't do that and I had all this and if I would have took this right turn, I would have went here, 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 here. But instead I went there, 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 there. And I was worrying about all this over here. We all got a choice. And again, like I was saying earlier, like we're losing our legends. And I think that's why God been stressing this message for me to talk about it and for me to also like activate my own like spiritual powers and gifts, because every single one of us is like a life or death for the world. It's like if you don't wake up to your purpose, you don't even understand how many people assigned to you that's going to linger and delay on theirs. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. Another thing I wrote down from this song was I low-key miss the days walking in the school halls. And what I took from that, y'all, is again, it's like we live so many lives. We got so many past lives we don't even remember, but we miss those days where we can just be in the flow. And when I mean like what I mean by like being in the flow, like I feel like being in the flow is just like I think about the water, the ocean. Nothing is like nothing is really controlled. Everything just is. And it's something about the transition from each life cycle. When we reach that graduation point, we have to review things. We miss the times when we was in that school halls. We miss the times when we was in that flesh within that person. And we think about how we could have made things better, how we maybe could have made different choices, different decisions. And again, I feel like this message is for us to make that choice now. Don't wait till it's too late. God is saying, I'm giving you that chance right now. Review your life right now. Make the changes right now. Why do we keep waiting till it's too late? Because when we choose to do that, we are choosing to not activate the legend within us. Understand that. It's a legend in you. And the next thing I wrote down is, now I have a bigger job. Again, we go through the school of life and we continue to go through it over and over and over again. But now you have a bigger job. That bigger job, every time it's the same thing, is just show up differently. And that same thing is to awaken, to activate your soul blueprint. You already was giving the flesh blueprint within this life, but understand you can connect to something so much deeper than that, so much deeper than your birth in this life cycle. You have a birth in many more life cycles. That's why time doesn't truly exist. It only exists within life cycles. Because what are you doing with your time? Are you waiting to the end of that time to look over things and review it, or are you trying to review it right now and get it right? And that's what I feel like Spirit was saying from that. The next thing I wrote down was the world is screaming my songs. How can the world scream anything. When I hear a song, that's the music you give to the world. When you speak, when you move, what you put out to the world. What did you leave behind? What will you leave behind? I wrote down the gossip. She is such a bitch. I don't even understand why people like her. She don't even, she's not even cute. She's not even pretty. Have you seen her without her makeup? No, I'm sorry. Have you seen how much makeup she wear? She posts her pictures so much. I honestly think she bought her followers. So those are some phrases I also picked up from that song. And that's for somebody who are, like I said, you walking in your purpose, right? But like a baby, it's like when a baby learn how to walk, the baby know how to walk. So you like that baby right now. You learn how to walk. But the thing about learning how to walk is just because the child learned how to walk doesn't mean that child is not going to stumble and fall. You think about it. When you're an adult, you don't have too many injuries on your body. You don't fall too much. You don't stumble. But as a child, you have a lot of like scars, and your body is growing. You're expected to have scars and fall and learn. You know what I'm saying? But as you get older, you learn from your mistakes from your past. You get a little bit more mature. You get a little bit more balance. You understand your environment a little bit more. So then you're gonna move a little different. But understand, God see us like babies. And if that baby, that 1-year-old, that 8-month-old start walking in, he have a fall or she have a fall, you're not going to tell your baby stay down and don't get back up. You're going to say, it's okay, baby, get back up. You got it. You got it. And that's what Spirit is saying. You got it. Some of y'all falling and y'all ain't getting back up. And I'm preaching to myself now too. I ain't just preaching to y'all because I find myself having days and I just want to fall and I don't want to get up. I didn't even want to get up today to do a little something to my face and show up here today. Like, I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to lay around, chill, watch TV, and wait till tonight to go to work like a robot, like the Matrix want me to do. Watch them television all day. Sometimes, and it's so crazy because it's to the point where God been chasing me to my destiny, and I know if He doing it with me, it ain't just me, cause I ain't motherfucking perfect, and I'm not gonna put myself on a pedestal. Like, I know God only doing it for me, because I know that God ain't just doing it for me. I know that God ain't just doing it for me. So it's been times again, like I was saying, I try to force myself. I ain't gonna say force myself, but I find myself unconsciously just going with the flow of the Matrix. Like, you show up today. It's how you should show up and talk about this, talk about that. You got so much knowledge, you got so much wisdom to give. Why you not giving it? And sometimes I just be like, you know what? For what? So all of the people who, want to criticize me can get on here and look at me and talk about me and just get people more to talk about. And God is saying, you worrying about people talking about you, but what about the people who need you? What about people who are assigned to you? Are you giving the glory to the darkness or to the light? What are you focusing on? And why? Why you choose to focus on the bad and not the good? Do you understand that every time you choose to focus on darkness, you don't just choose it for yourself. You choose it for your family, your soul tribe. We are all connected. Every single last one of us. Perfect example. One of my girls that I watch on YouTube, she was talking about Beauty and the Beast. And I watched Beauty and the Beast last week. Another girl that I'll follow, she's talking about Beauty and the Beast today. It was crazy, but it all coexisted with my message today. And that also made me take some things down that I recently posted when I was making videos indirectly to people that I know was on my channel for the wrong reason. And I had to realize, like, bitch, why do you care? If they want to come on here for the wrong reason, let them come on here for the wrong reasons. But me worrying about them coming on here for the wrong reasons is not what I need to be worrying about. And I feel like that somebody need to hear that, because somebody kind of somewhat doing the same damn shit that I find myself doing sometimes. Like, you worrying about the wrong shit. You worried about the people who want you to stop, who telling you to sit down and stay down. And they looking at you with the eyes, like, won't take the eyes off you. So because they don't want you to get up and they watching, you gonna lay down? The fuck kind of shit is that? That's crazy. That's crazy work. So, So those last things that I just was talking about when I was saying how why do people like her? She's not even cute, she's not even pretty, all that stuff. That's at the end of the song too. Congratulations. So that's supposed to be the third song, right? Because I said I had 3 channel messages. I mean, I had got a channel message from these 3 songs. But interestingly, y'all, interesting, that's not even a word, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. I told y'all that I was gonna tell y'all at the end of the video why I kept saying again and again and again and again. You notice throughout the video, and in the first half of the video, I kept saying again. And in the midst of me writing these messages, I kept writing again, obviously, because I'm saying this, so I'm writing down what I'm saying. And it's funny because as I got done, I was listening to my playlist on my music, and after I finished those 3 songs, it just played a random song. And the song that came on was titled LA Confidential. And it's by Tory Lanez. And I got this one at 452. Y'all know I'm big on numbers over here. I always write down numbers 5, 9, 10, 11. So that gives you the number 11, which also breaks down to the number 2. Me and you in spirit. I love that. So I'm gonna read y'all what I wrote down, and then I'm gonna tell y'all how I coexist with the message. So I wrote down, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real with you, but can you keep it real with me? I'm gonna keep it real with you, but can you keep it real with me? Clock that, motherfucking T. That is your higher self asking you that. That is spirit asking you that. Spirit is literally keeping it real with you in this message. They're telling you who you are, a legend, how you should be viewing your life as beautiful. And last but not least, after all that shit is done, bitch, graduate. How do you graduate? Know thyself. Walk in the knowing. Activate your star energy. Because we all come from the stars. So if you come from the star, then maybe you're a star. I'm here making a sign. I'm a star. A star. Give me one shot. I don't even know the word, but I love that song though. I like the vibes to it though. I like how they mix the cultures in that, because again, like, we got so many past lives. Like, why stay stuck in one? Like, it's so much more to life. Like, experience it on the highest level possible. Don't limit yourself. If you like, that's the main message I'm getting from you. Stop limiting ourselves. Stop it. Because we choose, every time we do that, we not only delay and dim our own destinies, but to others. Every single last one of us are connected. That's why, again, like I was saying, they created the internet. A lot of things they created for distractions, but those same things that they created for distraction, God placed his children's there. And that's how we all connected. That's why somebody in the other side of the fucking world that's feeling what I'm saying. Because we connected with the soul. We probably knew each other, been friends, best friends before. We probably was related flesh by flesh in a past life. But anyway, so going back to the message, so I'm gonna keep it real with you, but can you keep it real with me and real with me? Cause I get lonely, in the can, in the can, in the can, in the can. Wow. That's what I said. Yeah. Some of y'all was like, wow, that's crazy. I know, I said the same thing. And again, it wasn't even like my intention. I had already got my 3 songs. I already got my messages. And that song just came on. And at the ending of it, I remember I was just sending a list, because I was finishing up jotting down my little notes. And as I'm finished jotting down my notes, I'm like, I'm listening to the end. And at the end of that song, I want y'all to listen to it again too. It ends like that. The ending of the song, all he keeps saying is again and again and again. And I think that's spirit again, trying to tell you again and again and again. You keep doing this shit again and again and again. And you keep forgetting again and again and again. But it's okay that you forgot. Because if you know you forgot, you're still in the knowing. If you're in the knowing, what is the weariness? Even in the unknowing, even in the unknowing, deep inside, you somehow know. You do. I wrote down, I know sometimes you get lonely, but let the distractions flow to go with the flow of life. I'm sorry, I added to go with the flow of life. I'm going to read exactly what they said in the lyrics. I know sometimes you get lonely, but let the distractions flow you away. But don't let the distractions flow you away from me again. I'm sorry, y'all. I write down the lyrics and then I be writing my own like perspective of what I took from the lyrics sometimes. But I always want to read y'all what the lyrics say first, because Spirit says sometimes when I share these songs with y'all, when I share these lyrics, y'all take the same lyrics that I take, but y'all perceive it differently. And it's because it was meant for you to perceive it different, Spirit is saying. And that's why I want all y'all to listen to each and every last one of these songs. Because I feel like y'all gonna get similar messages to what I received, but also it's gonna be more in depth to you, what you think, how you operate, and what you needed to hear to activate something within your DNA. I hear Spirit is saying. Um, it's certain like the people who get y'all. When I tell y'all, I'm just speaking from source right now. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm speaking. I'm pulling this channel energy, but source is saying there's something about when people gonna get hypnotized and it's certain sounds like claps and noises and phrases that people hear, and it clicks something in you, like something like within your solar plex. So again, that's for somebody. The songs that I got, because this is the second part of of the um the live. So the first song that I see for you guys, and I'm gonna try to put both of these videos together today and post them both. But I might just post part 1 and part 2. But anyway, the first song I got was again by the artist name was Juice WRLD. The song name was titled Legends. 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 I wrote that down at 408, which give you the number 3. The next song I wrote down was Life is Beautiful. Artist for that song is called Lil Peep. And the third song I wrote down was Graduation. And that was by what's his name? Because I didn't write it down. Malone. Post Malone, yeah, Post Malone. And like I said, when I finished with that one, I did, and I want to encourage people to listen to this one too, because I thought that was interesting. Because I think again, that was Spirit saying again and again and again. Oh yeah, that's what I forgot. Thank you, Spirit. So Spirit wanted me to talk about this too. In the song LA Confidential. First of all, confidential, it means that's very secret. It's important information. Look again. So Spirit just said the LA stands for look again. Look again confidential. So yeah. So Spirit is saying look again confidential. That's what I took from the title, because the title name is LA. But Spirit said LA is stand for look again. And okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I get so caught up into my channeling with Spirit sometimes, because I don't always understand what Spirit is like trying to get us to understand either. Like literally, like I didn't know that the L and the A was going to stand for look again until today. So sometimes I just get caught up into it. I'm in the midst of it. But anyway, as I was listening to the song yesterday, in that song he talked about being in a relationship like with his woman, and he talk about how he's never gonna leave his woman, and he's kind of talking, making a song, like towards the, I guess the side chick, I guess, because if you got a lady, anybody else is a side chick. So anyway, so he's basically just telling her like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I got a lady, and I just gotta keep it real with you. I'm not leaving my lady. So I'm just letting you know right now, what we're doing is just like fun and play. You just like a little distraction until I'm back home with my lady. Stop it, shit. So what I feel like, because I remember I'm listening, I'm like, what the hell? Why are you giving me this song, Spirit? Like this ain't got nothing to do with, my message. And Spirit was like, it do. And he was like, look again. Didn't even know that was gonna be why. So I looked again and I'm listening, and what Spirit had revealed to me is that if you listen to the song, you can hear him almost as if he's like saying like, I really don't want to do this. I'm only doing this because it's just a temporary distraction. But not only is it's not just a temporary distraction, it feels good. So, but even though it felt good, he knew that doing it wasn't right. And he kept saying that, I think my girl will never leave. I'm trying to remember the lyrics to the song, but basically, like, what I took from it is like, he didn't really want to cheat. He was really happy with the person he was with. But because he was in a different city, which was in LA at the time, and he had a whole bunch of distractions, not just any distractions, God said, somewhat like a Jezebel distraction, because all of the glam, the beauty, society, the things that people think that they can do to enhance themselves, to make themselves look like something that a man will want. And I hear Spirit is saying it's like sometimes everything that glitter ain't gold. I hear Spirit is saying, I'm looking at this glitter on my desk of this bead, and Spirit is saying, sometimes we can know right and wrong. Going back to the song with Post Malone, there's still a right and a wrong. It's always going to be a right and a wrong, but you always going to have a choice. I know sometimes you get lonely, but don't let the distractions flow you away from me again. And I think, again, as I'm reading that, I think Spirit is saying, just like he was, Tory Lanez was saying in the song, he was expressing his loneliness at that time. He was lonely, but he knew that that loneliness was only temporarily. He knew that he was soon, well, I don't know how soon, but eventually he was going to go back home to his lady. Obviously, his lady didn't stay in LA because he was keeping these secrets in LA. And God is saying, I want you to look again at the secrets that you've been keeping. And when I say the secrets is the hidden assignments that was placed in your life cycle. It's like, are you really looking at life for what it is? Like, are you really looking at life as beautiful? Or are you just looking at it as, I feel strongly it's like you got, like, God is saying, don't let the distractions feel so good to the point where you lose the pleasure of the true pleasure. Like, it's more pleasure in life than the distractions that you've been dabbling in. So I feel like Spirit is saying, don't let the flesh sway you away from your soul purpose. Don't let the flesh, you being in the matrix, get you to the point where you forget that you're in the matrix. It's okay to be in the world, but understand that you're not of this world. And it's really easy sometimes for people that's not of this world to come to this world and blend in. But Spirit is saying it was never meant for you to blend in. It was always meant for you to stand out. Because that's what legends do. And legends don't worry about the now. Because half of our legends don't get recognized until they're dead and gone. And they're going to come back again and again and again. So the last thing that Spirit had me write down, and he had me write this down in big bold letters, is I need you more than you know. And that was the last thing I wrote down. And I also wrote down this song too, because when I was leaving the park, I played this song. And I felt like it was the reason why I played this song. And this song is by XXX. He's also, that's the name of the artist. He's deceased. So he's on the other side. I thought that was very interesting that my last artist was a deceased artist. And not only is he a deceased artist, he was making very conscious music before he passed away. And the name of the song is called Moonlight. Moonlight. And what I wrote down from that song, Moonlight, is just one thing, one verse. And the verse I wrote down was, I feel like I'm destined. I feel like I'm destined. And I really want y'all to listen to that song too. Again, it's called Moonlight, and it's by XXX. And I got that message at 4:57. So, what that is, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, plus 6 plus 1 is 7. So the number for that, wow, number 7, God's number, crazy. God's playing all in the making, y'all. So yeah, like I said, that was the last song I got, was the Moonlight. And I literally was just listening to that song when I was leaving from there, and I thought that was interesting, being like it was by XXX. And in that song, Moonlight, moonlight, sure look good in the moonlight. Moonlight, spotlight, spotlight, sure look good in the moonlight. But anyway, that's just how I go a little bit. I'm not the best singer. But I think what I took from that was, I remember I was driving and the sun was just beaming and it was all on my skin. I love when it's just sun be on my skin because I be feeling like a little goddess that I am. But anywho, I just feel like, I don't know, even though, like I said, it was a sunlight on me, something about the moon, the name of this song was called Moonlight. And I just really want y'all to listen to that song. I don't even want to say too much about it. I want y'all to receive your own messages through the song. Because I feel like, again, Spirit is saying, Spirit don't always want me to share what I took from it. Because some of y'all are meant to listen to these songs yourself and take your own channel messages from these songs, because everything is timeless, Spirit is saying, and we are all connected. Even the artists that made these songs, they had no idea that God, you know what I'm saying? It's just, that's how it works. When people just answer to their assignments, answer to their gifts, to their callings, they don't know that that same gift that you're putting out to the world, God is working through that gift. And God can't work through that gift if you don't put out the gift. You are the creator. God is creating through you, through us. So that's all I have for y'all today. That was a very, very long, very deep spiritual message, channel message. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this one now. I'm gonna post the first live that I made today, which is the first part of this video. Like I said, I got interrupted, so I couldn't make it all in one. But right now it's not showing because I have it on private because I wanted to post both at the same time. So again, I want to say to those who are still on right now, it look like it's like one person on here watching. I truly appreciate you and I love you too, Dev. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for supporting me, and everyone else who's going to see this later on down the road, whenever, because this is very much a timeless message. I just want you to know that I love y'all, Spirit love you, and just keep, working on yourself each and every day, and trying to evolve to the highest and best version of yourself possible. Because when you do that, you not only help me, sis, brother, but you help your other sisters and brothers too. So that's all I have for y'all. And until next time, toodles.